Hello everybody, my name is Bernadette Welsh and I'm the host of Community Works. Our show highlights local nonprofit agencies in our community. Our goal is to educate you, our viewers, about the great work that's going on all around us every day by local supporters and their founders and the organization. It's just wonderful. So today we are going to talk about an organization called Feeding Families Foundation. And I am so lucky to have the co-founders here, Jeff and Sam Dorman, going to tell us all about it. Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much for having us.
Thank you
Jeff
for having
and Sam,
us.
oh, it's my pleasure. This is such an important thing to talk about. So Sam, we're going to start with you. If you could tell the viewers about the mission of Feeding Families Foundation.
Yeah, so Feeding Families Foundation's mission is to eliminate hospital hunger, hospital food insecurity for the caregivers and parents that are taking care of their critically or chronically ill child in the hospital.
Okay. So Jeff, I know you have a little bit more to do.
Yeah.
Okay, you ready?
I am ready.
Okay, so you're going to tell us a little bit about the history and how you wonderful folks came to start this foundation and why you did.
Sure. So we have 3 daughters. Our second daughter, when she was 2, a little after her second birthday, was diagnosed with leukemia. We were woefully unprepared for that diagnosis. Like a lot of parents, we were in the hospital for a very long time, very frequent stays, and we learned very quickly that while food is provided to the child as the patient, food is not provided to the caregivers, the parents who are staying with their critically or chronically ill child, which on a pediatric floor, most children have at least one parent staying with them. And we got through frontline treatment, we got into maintenance, and we just had to make this negative situation better. We had to make this a positive. And Sam and I sat on the couch that night coming up with different ideas of how we could help families that were going through the same struggle that we went through. And that was when we came up with Feeding Families Foundation. We knew the system, we knew how the hospital worked, and so we had kind of this grand idea of setting up a restricted fund through Yale and letting folks, when they go to order a tray for their child, they can order a tray for themselves, and the money gets drawn down in real time and delivered to the room so they don't have to leave their child's side.
That is amazing. So hopefully the idea is that fountain of money will keep flowing.
Yes.
And
yes.
and that's what we're going to do. We're going to educate folks about why it's so important to keep that fountain of money flowing so that parents don't have to sit with their child and hear their stomach growl or to be afraid to leave their child while they're in the hospital and have some nourishing food to eat. So I'm just so super impressed. I had no idea that this was a concern at all. You know, we all hear about Ronald McDonald House, but that's for people that live far away and then they sleep, but you still can't leave a critically ill 2-year-old and while you go stay at Ronald McDonald's house. So this is unique.
Yeah. Ronald McDonald House is a great nonprofit. I mean, they're really serving a need. But they are, at Yale, they're a different building across the street. We certainly could have gone there for food, but our daughter was 2. We never wanted to leave her side.
No, nor would any parent want to leave their side. Okay, so now there are different programs that you've set up. So I'm going to let you tag team and tell us about it. So who wants to go first with the first program?
I'll go first.
Okay.
So our main program is the Parent Plate program. So that is when you call to order food for your child. You can order a tray for yourself at no charge. The tray is delivered to your room at the same time as your child's tray. Currently, we are providing 2 meals a day for the families on the floor.
Yeah, we just found out the other day that we just crossed over 1,000 meals. So this has been going for less than a year.
Wow.
And we just found out the other day it's gone over 1,000 meals already.
Woo woo, 1,000 meals.
Yeah.
I'd love it. Isn't this great? Okay, so it's called, what is it called again?
Parent Plate program.
Parent Plate
Because it's a
program.
plate for the parents.
Exactly, and
Yep.
they get 2 a day.
You get 2 a day.
Right.
Yep.
What if mom and dad are both there? Is that being a little bit too much for the program? It's kind of like...
Currently, it is a little much. Visitation rules for overnight is generally 1 parent.
Mm-hmm.
I think exceptions can be made for new diagnoses, but it's generally just 1 parent, and that's really what the program is for. Ideally, we would love to expand it to more meals per day for more parents, but
Okay, no, that's cool. It's good for our folks that
Yeah.
are watching to understand that it's one parent staying with the child gets 2 meals per day. Okay, so that's one program. Jeff, what's another program?
Local food fair. So we kind of fell into this. We had a connection at Eli's Brick Oven Pizza who donated to us for a raffle we were having for one of our events, and kept calling us about wanting to donate food to the floor. We had no idea if we could do it, but we did it, and it went off like it was fantastic. The parents loved it. It was one of those, the hospital food gets old. Unfortunately, we were actually admitted one time when we had one of these food deliveries from Olive Garden in North Haven, and to be on the floor and to kind of witness in firsthand the cloud kind of rise for a little bit, that dark cloud, and everybody came out of their rooms and were interacting, and it was just the kids were running around the floor. It was just a wonderful time. So I'm glad that that's, other than nourishing families, we're helping them get out and smile,
Have some
interact,
fun.
and have some fun. Yeah,
Have some
yeah.
fun. Okay, so that's number 2. What about number 3?
Cakes for kids. So we found out that their children, cancer doesn't take a holiday. These kids are stuck in the hospital even on their birthdays. So we wanted to provide cakes for them. The nurses do a great job. They typically will make posters to put up all around the room. Child Life will typically bring presents and some toys, but there's no cake. So we actually partnered with the local North Haven Dairy Queen. They are fantastic. They have been providing all the cakes for this program. I think to date, we've done about 20 cakes. Imagine, 20 birthdays in the hospital so far this year.
We're averaging like 3 to 5 a month.
Yeah.
That's great. And you could freeze the cake, right? If it is an
Yes,
extra
so they're
cake,
good
you
for
get to
3
freeze it.
months. Yep, so we typically will bring a few to the floor at a time. They have a freezer there, and then whenever it's somebody's birthday, they'll pull it out and
happy birthday to
yes.
you.
Yeah.
Happy birthday to you. Oh, that's swell. Okay, Jeff, you get to do the last program.
The last one is
for us.
our snack program. So everything seems to happen at night. These children, when they run a fever of 100.4, you can't just give them Tylenol and call it a day. You have to bring them to the emergency department at Yale. And so it always happens at night. And so when you are say you get to the hospital 7 o'clock, 7:30, generally you're not given a room until 2 a.m. sometimes, 3 a.m. Food service is not running. What do you do in those instances, right? What food are you and your child going to eat? So we created a snack program that there's always going to be snacks on the floor. There's mac and cheese cups, Cheez-Its, different snack type foods that are easily accessible, that have a long shelf life, and it's meant to kind of fill in those gaps when the food service program is not running at Yale.
What about drinks? Do we have fruit boxes or little drinks, or no? Or is that something you'd
That's a
like
good
to
question.
do?
No, we haven't.
We asked about waters, and there are bottled, like the little tiny bottled
the
waters
bottled water.
on all the floors that the hospital provides. So, we certainly could expand to juice boxes and things like that, but currently the dollars are extended as much as they can be.
Well, there you go. You heard that, folks. They could use a little bit more money for drink boxes. I like that idea. All right. So now what we're going to do is we're going to show the folks some pictures, and we're going to let you explain what these pictures are. And they're so touching. So, Victor, if you could go ahead and show us some pictures, we would love it. What are we looking at?
Yeah, so that's a plate that a parent, typical hospital meal. And again, parents aren't having to leave their child. They're not having to pay. A plate like this would cost about $10 from your own pocket.
Right.
And that adds up if you're eating breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And these hospital stays aren't just like an overnight and you can go home. It's generally 5 to 7 days at least, if not more. So so this is just a...
in a time when most people are on high deductible health plans today, not
high
everything
deductibles,
is not everybody's covered, not every service is covered by their insurance. You're paying to park, you're paying for the cost to go back and forth to the hospital.
Expensive.
Typically one of the parents have to stop working.
And so our program is, providing food, but also alleviating some of that financial burden.
Excellent.
On the
So
back
if
end.
they need a little extra help unrelated to food, if there's money in the budget, you're happy to give them a little bit of help,
So we can just do the food part.
right?
Um,
But could other people make donations that are for these extra things, like paying for parking, or is that something for the future?
For us, it could be for the future. There are a couple other nonprofits, Circle of Care, the Tommy Fund, that do that sort of thing. Some
so
of
they
those,
pay mortgages
yeah,
and
they're
stuff
more
like
out
that.
of the
Yeah.
hospital. We are in the hospital.
Got it. Okay, let's look at another photo if we can. What's this?
Yeah, so same thing. That's just another tray. That is our card. So anytime you're admitted, you get that little card that has the code. So when you call down to order your tray, you use the code, and that's how you get the tray.
Okay, so the code tells the hospital
Right.
that the food is waiting for the parents upstairs, and that they just have to bring it up.
Right.
Cool. Okay, what do we got next? Oh, that looks like
Yes, that's us. That was at our first fundraising event at Gulf Cove. We are actually doing this event again
We are.
coming up in January. So, yeah.
lovely picture, lovely smiles. Oh, and look at these
Oh.
Yeah,
smiles.
so those are two nurses on the floor with some of the snacks from the snacks program.
Excellent. And what is this?
Yeah, so this is from our local food fair. This is an instance when Olive Garden delivered to the floor. That's just everybody posing with all the food.
Cool.
Yep.
Aw, there's
That's
a
one of the
sweetheart.
cakes. Yep, for Cakes for Kids.
Good. There's a cake.
Yep. So there's a parent and her son. Again, that's the local food fair. Food. Yeah.
Yeah, so it just gives an idea when you see those smiles, you know that who doesn't smile when dinner's ready?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody smiles when you say dinner's ready, and there you go. You are providing that dinner's ready, and the birthday cakes, and it's just the snacks. I mean, anything that you would really get at home,
Yeah.
you're allowing the families to have them at the hospital.
Yeah.
Too cool for school. Okay, very good. Okay, so there are restaurants that are supporting your mission. I know I think we mentioned Dairy Queen.
Yeah.
We mentioned Eli's Pizza.
Yep.
Yeah.
And we mentioned, well, let's go through, talk about the list. So we got the Dairy Queen and we've got Eli's. Who else is helping you out?
Olmo Bagels.
Olmo Bagels.
They deliver once a month.
The
to
bagels.
The floor. The bagels. Yep.
Bagels, breakfast sandwiches.
Modern Pizza.
Modern Pizza has
Yeah.
recently committed to weekly deliveries. We've done 2 of them so far.
Excellent.
The folks over there are fantastic. I mean, and they committed to a Friday night too. I mean,
Wow.
it's really unbelievable.
Wow. How do you do that? Friday night's one of their busiest nights.
I know it. It's the generosity is fantastic.
Yeah. Encore by Goodfellas.
Okay.
Tumu in Fairfield. Trying to think. Layla's Falafel is also in Fairfield. Luigi's.
We said
few
Olive
more.
Garden. That's
Yep,
both North
Olive
Haven
Garden.
and Orange.
Yeah.
It was both of those locations.
Wow.
They actually did 1 delivery for 8 weeks straight over the summer.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. And you know what that shows me? It shows me that there's so much such goodwill in our community.
Yeah.
There are people that you say, oh, America's all about making money. Well, yeah, you got to make money to live, but when restaurants go out of their way to make sure that they've got some food available, that they give it to you, or they give you the money to get those food trays delivered, that just touches my heart. Wouldn't you agree? I
Yeah.
mean, the world is a lot kinder than a lot of people think.
Yes.
It really is.
Yeah.
We've seen, people have emailed us out of the blue. We get donations. People go into the website that we have no idea but they just have learned about our mission, believe in it, know that it's doing some good. And, of course, we appreciate them.
For
that
sure, for
It's with their
sure.
help that we're able to do this.
Yeah, because if everybody helps, many hands make light work, yes?
Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
Yes, wonderful. Okay. So, I don't know if you could come up with a special story or a testimonial, or was there something that stands out, something that's happened over your first year in business?
Yes,
I'll
I'm
tee
gonna-
this up.
yeah.
I'll tee this up. So, and you can read it.
I'm
so
going to have to read it, yeah.
we we started this program, and from our own personal experience, this was something that we experienced in the hospital. We went to bed hungry. Our kid had the tray. I'm not, technically I guess I could have eaten off her tray, but it's for her. It's not for me. And so we started this, and we're hoping this is doing good. We're hoping this is working. And we were on some news channel, and we got a message on Facebook from a mom whose daughter had just been diagnosed. And it was like a wonderful, just heartwarming message that we were not expecting.
Yeah.
So
Okay,
I'll
all right,
read it.
Sam, go
Okay.
ahead.
She said, I saw your story on the news this morning as I sit in bed with my own 2-year-old who was just diagnosed with leukemia in December. I remember near the end of her first hospitalization having to run down to the lobby as soon as my mom arrived to chug water and shove food in my mouth. I felt like I was going to pass out or throw up from not being able to feed and take care of myself. Thank you for creating this.
There you go.
yeah.
That says it all. That says it all. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. And hopefully when we distribute this show, you'll get more, about that. Okay, so now fundraisers. We obviously, what you folks need is the money to get the food to do the thing. So there's a fundraiser coming up. Could you tell us about that?
Sure. On January 25th, we're having our second annual virtual golf event at Golf Cove in North Haven.
Okay.
It's got 3 waves of players. There's going to be a kids program earlier in the day. It's going to be, at the end of the night, it's going to be a nurses' night, so the nurses from the floor can come out and eat, drink, mingle with us, our donors, and get to meet the folks that are part of our organization. We're going to have, we actually just secured Parlor Joint, which is a pizza truck, food truck that's going to be there, and it's going to supplement the food that Golf Cove puts out. So we're currently, the website is not set up yet, right? But it's any day
Okay.
where folks can get their tickets. And
what's the date again, Jeff?
January 25th.
And what day of the week is that?
It's a Saturday.
Saturday.
Yeah,
Okay,
so
Saturday,
it'll be-
January 25th.
Yeah, it'll be lots of fun. There'll be food, drinks, virtual golf. It'll be a really good time.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
sounds like a very good time to me.
Yeah.
I live right around the corner, so
Yeah.
it'd be not hard for me to slip over there. Although, we shouldn't worry if you don't play golf, right?
No,
there-
you can just come.
There are
You
supporter-
don't have to play.
Yeah, there are
Right.
supporter tickets. Oh yeah.
Okay,
It's a lot of fun.
I hope I would think somebody's going to hand me a golf club. Whoa, what am I going to do with this? Oh, that's great. It's
Yeah.
it's a fundraiser.
Yeah.
yeah.
And
yeah.
the Golf Cove people are just being gracious enough to allow you to
They're
use
awesome.
their
They are
facility.
absolutely
Yeah.
They are. I
fantastic.
heard they are
They
pretty cool
really
people
are.
over
They
there.
Yeah,
really
they
are.
are.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
Let's see. Okay, and then I think in September you're going to do another event.
We are.
Yes.
Yeah,
So
and-
in September will be our first gala. It's going to be at the Peabody Museum.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
it was so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
great.
that's all in the works.
It's-
It's not finalized yet, but yeah, that's exciting.
Well, when you get some of your flyers together, we have a bulletin board, and we could put it up on our bulletin board, and
Okay.
it'll run.
Oh, great.
So
yeah.
if you get us
yeah.
those flyers, we'll be happy to do that. Okay, so we talked about the website.
Mm-hmm.
What folks find on the website? More information, click to donate.
Yeah.
What's going on with the website?
Yes, so definitely about us, the different programs. You can donate on the website. There's blog posts.
Yep,
Yeah.
yep. Information about what we've done, what we're doing, companies that have donated who have been very generous to our organization. We do have some like scholarly articles of folks who have done research on caregiver food support in the hospitals, and it's kind of a gap, right? You're taking care of the child, but you're not taking care of the parent who's taking care of the child. So there's
Right.
a little bit of an issue there that we're hoping that our programs are alleviating.
So there is research that's been done on this?
There is, yes.
I didn't realize
Yeah.
that. Do they find that the parents just find it difficult to love and support their child if they have a headache, or they're hungry, or they're dizzy, or they're
Yes.
just...
From my own personal experience, yes. Being in the hospital, trying to learn about, I'm not a doctor, right? How do I know when my child needs a blood transfusion, a platelet transfusion? How do I know she's feeling nauseous? What do I look for if there's an issue? Those are very difficult things to kind of wrap your head around in such a stressful time, in such a stressful environment. add in that you're hungry, and it's almost impossible.
Yeah, so the research shows the need for what you folks, nice folks, are doing
Yeah.
is supplying that. That's great. Okay, so we're getting to the end of our program, but I'd love for you to chat again. We've kind of answered this question, but let's emphasize it. What are the critical needs for your charity?
To put it bluntly, unfortunately, everything comes down to money, and there are always new patients being admitted at Yale or Connecticut Children's with critical or chronic illnesses like pediatric cancer. Unfortunately, the numbers are actually showing that there's an increase in number of kids who are getting diagnosed with these terrible diseases. So for us, we would love to expand the program at Yale. We'd love to expand the number of trays we're offering the parents. We would love more monthly donors because it gives us a little bit more of a income stream to know what we've got coming in month over month. Corporate sponsorships of our events would be fantastic. It's unfortunate that it comes down to money, but this
Could
is
you
just
use
the way
some
it goes.
volunteers maybe to reach out to some of these corporations or send out a letter saying, geez, this is our program, this is our website, could you check us out?
Yeah, volunteers for that stuff would be great,
Wouldn't that
helping
be
us with
good?
some of the
IT,
admin
so
work,
IT person.
IT work, the communication with the logistics of setting up all these food deliveries to the hospital, getting folks to help us make those deliveries would be huge. Currently we run around and it's a lot.
Yeah,
so,
with the girls in tow.
Oh, they're in the car.
They're in the car.
Yeah, they're in the car.
Where are we
They come
going
with us.
now? Oh,
Yeah.
we're making deliveries.
Yeah.
We're
They
picking up
know
the
now
stuff.
though, because they'll say, okay, we're bringing the food for the kids, and so they know. They've gotten used to it.
I think it's great. And I got to meet your daughters. They're all so very special and lovely.
Yeah,
And
thank
the
you.
fact that your special needs child is getting all the love and care that you have been able to provide, because you just didn't decide it's just about me. You folks decided it was about the community.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, once we identified this problem and had a solution, we couldn't walk away from it. We had to do it.
You had to do it. That's great. All right.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much, Jeff and Sam Dorman, for being with us today and explaining about the Feeding Families Foundation. I hope you found this very informative. I hope it's touched your heart and that you'll check out the website. We're going to put that information up in a minute, and you'll be able to see how you can help the Feeding Families Foundation. The family you help might someday actually be your own. I'm Bernadette Welsh for Community Works. When people help their neighbors, everybody benefits.